So what is climate change? Climate change refers to the long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns, while natural factors like changes in the sun's activity or volcanic eruption can cause shifts in climate. Human activities, especially since the 80s, have become the primary driver of climate change. The burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil and gas releases greenhouse gas emissions that act like a blanket enveloping the earth. These gases, primarily carbon dioxide and methane, trap the sun's heat, leading to a rise in temperatures. Human activities, from using gasoline for transportation to clearing land and cutting down forests, contribute significantly to greenhouse gases. Energy, industry, transport, buildings, and agricultures and land use are major sectors responsible for greenhouse gas emissions. Scientists have demonstrated that human activities are responsible for nearly all global heating over the last 2 centuries, leading to temperature rise about 1.2 degrees Celsius compared to the late 80s. What are the causes and effects of climate change? So let's talk about first the causes. Number one is fossil fuels. Second is industrial emission. Third is deforestation. Fourth is transportation. And lastly, agricultural practices. And let's talk about the effects. Number one is rising sea levels. Second is extreme weather events. Third, biodiversity loss. And fourth, health threats. Climate change exacerbates health issues and heat waves, air pollution, the spread of diseases, and impacts of food and water security. Vulnerable pollution face increased health risk. And lastly, the food and water scarcity. Shifts in climate patterns affects agricultural productivity, leading to crop failures and food shortage. And water scarcity, this can threaten food security and livelihoods globally. So what are the solutions of climate change? First, reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Second, sustainable transportation. Third is protecting forest and land use. Fourth is adopting sustainable agriculture. Fifth is carbon capture and storage. Sixth is climate adaptations and resilience. And lastly, the policy and advocacy. So advocating strong climate policies at national and international levels to reduce emissions, supporting initiatives like carbon pricing, renewable energy incentives, and climate action plans. Engaging in climate activism and raising awareness about the urgency of climate change. When we implement a combination of these solutions, along with global cooperation and individual actions, it's essential to address the challenges posed by climate change and create a sustainable future for the planet. What you can do to stop climate change. To effectively combat climate change, there are several impactful actions individuals can take. So first is reduce, reuse, and recycle. Second is cut energy consumption. And third is embrace renewable energy. Sustainable transportation, conserve water, support sustainable agriculture, minimize single-use plastics, and lastly, supporting projects that issues carbon credits from reputable sources can help reduce greenhouse gas emissions and contribute to sustainable development. By collectively reducing emissions, supporting sustainable projects, and making environmentally conscious choices in daily life, individuals can play a significant role in combating climate change.
While we're already feeling the devastating effects of human-caused climate change, governments continue to fall short on making and executing emissions pledges that would help thwart further warming. So, what will our world look like in the next 30 to 80 years if we continue on the current path? While it's impossible to know exactly how the next decade will unfold, scientists and climate experts have made projections, factoring in the current state of affairs.
So what will happen if we do nothing to stop climate change? If no action was taken to stop or address climate change, the consequences will be severe and far-reaching. including rising temperatures leading to frequent and intense heat waves, extreme weather events such as hurricanes and floods, rising sea levels, causing coastal flooding and displacement of communities, biodiversity loss with habitat destruction, and species extension. Food and water scarcity due to reduced agricultural productivity and resource depletion, health risks from wildness or quality, and the spread of diseases. Economic impacts including damage of infrastructure and disrupted supply chains, social and political instability, exacerbated by resources conflicts and pollution displacement, and irreversible environmental changes that may alter ecosystems irreparably.